to Biography.com, Bob Marley was born on February 6, 1945 in St. Ann Parish, Jamaica. Marley was the son of a black teenage woman and a later absent white father, who lived in a rural village called 9 Miles. Neville O'Reilly Livingston was a close childhood friend of Bob Marley's, who both shared interest in their love for music and who inspired Bob to learn to play guitar. Marley would arrive in Kingston, Jamaica in the late 1950s and would live in one of the city's poorest neighborhoods called Trenchtown. This city was home to a lot of successful local performers and was considered the Motown of Jamaica. Leslie Kong, a local record producer, liked Bob Marley's vocals and helped release his first single called Judge Not in 1962. Marley seemed to be better when he joined forces with his friends, and which would come to form the Wailing Wailers in 1963. Their first single was Simmer Down, which would rise to the top of Jamaican charts in January of 1964. They would add 3 more people to the group named Junior Braithwaite, Beverly Kelso, and Cherry Smith. Before Bob would make it to the United States, he would marry Rita Anderson on February 10, 1966. Bob Marley would travel to the United States to see his mother for only 8 months before returning to Jamaica. He would team up there with Livingston and McIntosh to form the Wailers. Marley was exploring his spiritual side and grew fond of the Rastafarian movement, which included the Jamaican nationalist Marcus Garvey, the Old Testament, and their African heritage and culture. The Wailers would receive a break in 1972 when they signed a contract with the Island Records. The group would tour Britain and the United States during 1973. But before the release of 1975's Natty Dread, McIntosh and Livingston left, and the name would change again to Bob Marley and the Wailers, who toured extensively. In Britain, 1975, they scored their first top 40 hit with No Woman, No Cry. The group also planned a series of concerts in the United States, but the group would play only 2 concerts at Madison Square Garden in New York City before Marley would become ill. Marley had a health scare in 1977 where he sought treatment in July of that same year for a toe injury, where doctors discovered cancer cells in his toes, and the doctors suggested amputation, but Marley refused. Traveling to Europe, Bob Marley underwent unconventional treatment in Germany and was subsequently able to fight off the cancer for months. It soon became clear that Marley didn't have much longer to live, however, so the musician set out to return to his beloved Jamaica one last time. But shortly before his death, Marley had received the Order of Merit from the Jamaican government. Adored by the people of Jamaica, Marley was given a hero send-off with more than 30,000 people who paid respects to the musician during his memorial service held at the National Arena in Kingston, Jamaica. Bob Marley achieved several great accomplishments, including serving as a world ambassador for reggae music, earning induction in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994, and selling more than 20 million records, making him the first international superstar to emerge from the so-called Third World. Sadly, Bob Marley would not be able to manage to complete the journey back to Jamaica, to his hometown, and instead passed away in Miami, Florida on May 11, 1981.